Okay. Good morning, beautiful beings. Namaste. Hope everything's going your way. Wow. Yeah, I just returned last night from Mexico, from Troncones. Beautiful Troncones. You must go there at some point. Um, what I want to say is I think the timing was exquisite because, as you recall, we had I call it a proposal for a shift because I've been hearing about this shift, 3D, 5D shift since 1988 and going, it'll happen in another lifetime. Um, however, um, I just want to say that I feel that the shift has happened. It really has. I'm seeing too many signs, getting too much confirmation about that. And certainly, when I removed myself from, my 3D responsibilities, and went, to be on the beach and to be in a place that's familiar and to be with friends, um, not without 3D Val coming in and, needing to have some healing and love. That's what I call my 3D self. And actually to be put through an amazing, amazing initiation, of an actual 6-step initiation while I was down there from I don't know who it is. It's my guide, my guidance. I don't call them guides, I just call them guidance. So um so it was really interesting because, as you know, there was some Mexico things that happened in Puerto Vallarta, and there was some backlash in Zihuatanejo. This is where I fly into, and we just had to wait and see. And we met the next day, really on a Monday, to be the peace. And pretty much in that whole area, it just moved back to just how it is there. However, people sadly did cancel, because a lot of my friends down there are practitioners, etc. So, I trust that it will come back because it's a beautiful sanctum there. And one of the things that I really, really focused on writing was about shift to now. And in this in this proposal of shift to now, that's the shift to 5D. And so I got downloads for us. I got some really good downloads. So I'm gonna share them with you. And thanks all today for showing up. Okay, so what because I was writing about time and I really came to this place where I realized that evolution, how we talk about evolution, it's very 4D. 4D is time. We evolve in time. We evolve in time. And what's more true about 3D is uncertainty. I mean, think about it. Anything could happen in this realm. And we could have that fatal heart attack, or there could be, a traffic accident, or there could be a bomb. All of those things create uncertainty. And so we're kind of having to stay on our surfboard and just, uh, keeping our awareness. And what I'm going to say about 3D uncertainty, I'm going to give you a little bit more clues that they wanted me to really hone in with you today on these clues, given that we've been through a shift. Before I go into this, I want to say that even though that had all happened, when I went, my trip back to here was 5D. The plane left early. It wasn't packed to the gills. The um, airline people who served us were just like on it. And I pretty much got a chapter done. But we got in early and there was no lines, there was nothing. It was flow, 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 flow. And I just went uncertainty shift to possibility. And that's what I'm going to just encourage you is to, in those moments of uncertainty, stop, pause, and open to possibility. We're going to get into a little bit more into that. And then I came home and I got to chat all the way home with different people. But when I got home, a friend called and we all of a sudden I saw this image and I'm going to share. I meant to put this image on here, but I'm just getting back into this reality here. But in that image that I saw, that she actually kind of had a representation of it, is that the wall of illusion is a thick fog. I read about this, the wall of fog, with the Carlos Castaneda books, and he described, in his journeys, like, the wall, he would go through it, but it would be here, and he could see, and I'm going like this, he could see the density of the demarcation as this fog, and then on this side was his regular reality, and on that side was this other reality. And he didn't define that, but it was very much, and for him, a very awakened state where truths about how this is all set up would come to him. But what I saw when I was talking to my friend, and I'm going to see if I can describe it to you, is that that wall of fog is thinning in parts because of the work everyone's doing. There's holes in it now. And so that means 5D is going to be able to come through a little bit more. And as I was writing this morning, the fog came through the canyon, kind of in those layers, like, see, see. And one thing I want to say to you is when you get the ahas and then you get an illustration of that, you have to go, oh, thank you. You can never write it off. Please do not write it off. You know what you do when you write it off? Make the wall a fog thicker. So any kind of, whether someone says something to you that's uplifting, don't ever write any of that off. Say thank you. We need to be, as the I am femininity, a place to receive. This is what's missing. That elegant place to receive. So here we are, uncertainty evolve, and 5D, because we're starting to shift out of the constructs of the simulation, the con, we call it affectionately. We're starting to shift out of it. It's free to be now. So you can have those pauses. And as you do, I can feel it coming through. It just is. It's wow. Ooh, okay. Now we've also been investigating interconnectivity. And this is the crystalline matrix that we're working with, and we may very well get to meditate with today. And for some of you who haven't been with us, we had a number of very special sessions that happened at very interesting markations of, well, astrology, astronomy, just predictions, etc. But we're now this I see this Immortality Club, and it's named Immortality Club because it's IC and it's IC. So I love all that double entendre. But we had mm, because of the work we've been doing, there were actually a group of beings that are, I don't know to call them interstellar or interdimensional, but they have manifested frequency bodies that are crystalline. And crystalline, if any of you know anything about crystals, they're six-sided. All the molecules interact with each other in this six-sided hexagonal mode. And so we've been working with that for about 4 years. It's just been showing up in our meditations, and it's what connects us on the quantum. So the quantum is 5D. Okay. It's the field that it does not have time in it. Like there is no time out there in the universe. We make it up to be time, but there is no clock. There's no. So this interconnectivity is 6D, and what it is that crystalline frequency, the way now that it's formed, it can't hold vibrations other than love and mm, that ability to grow through love rather than grow through challenges. That's what we got here. We're going to knock you, and what you going to do? Well, I'm going to turn the other cheek. Okay, you pass. Phew, go. So 6D interconnectivity, and they really wanted me to know this. This opened up. This was a day just start writing. 7D is awakened avatar. So you think, oh yeah, avatars, no, avatar frequency. So any one of us can call in Christos, the Buddhic. We can connect with and hold Gaia. Some of us are very connected to Tara, Sanat Kamara, on and on. And for those of you who haven't been with me, I was able to bring through 20 avatar frequencies. I have the deck of cards. If you feel inclined, you can reach out to me and we'll make that happen. But these avatars have movements and mudras and mantras, and they have a 5 path process to the awakened state. And any of us can follow that, and any of us can call those things in, and any of us can be the Christos for that moment. We can do it. We can be the Buddha. And these are really gorgeous frequencies. My particular one is a one I'd never even considered, and I know so little about because it's the mystery. And so Sibyllin. And Sibyllin has that kind of a little bit almost like a tinge of ancient Middle Eastern. Each of these kind of embrace all the different religion and spiritual codes that came in and got marked down, to 3D because people were like, what? Right? So they had to be marked down to get people to start behaving. Okay, then we can do more. We can go to sanctity. Well, how do we do that? We go, I am. We go, I am. And you'll find in other my other videos, a list of 20 I ams. There's probably about 44, I believe, 44 I ams. 20 being more in what they would denote as more divine masculine, and the other are more divine feminine. And if any of you don't have access to that video or here today, let me know, and I will forward that to you. Okay, so I am sanctity. 9D is illumined. It's just where everything lights up. There's very little I can tell you about that except there have been some illumined beings, and they could appear here. Don't know about embodying here, and then that can create enlightenment. And enlightenment, you could say, well, Buddha was enlightened and an avatar. And it is possible for any or all of us to become enlightened this time. It's just, is it your path this time? Is it your path? There is no yes or no judgment or, hey, you did. No, it's just we are on a path now. And the path is to awaken to our utmost destiny and ability and to be of service in whatever way we can. 11D is the unknowable. You see, there's the known and then there's the unknown, but there is the unknowable. And yes, the unknowable is a something. And that's all I can say about it. You can contemplate it through 0 point, going to absolute nothing for that second. You can entertain the possibility of having an accessible moment with the unknowable. I don't know. And then the 12D, which is really now what's coming through is a very thin line as the guidance for us. It's like, hey, I sent you guys here. Okay, I'm on board. I'm going to be there. It's a it's a harmonic. It's such a I've heard it. It's such a gorgeous, gorgeous harmonic. And who knows? There may be beyond that, but this is what we got. Okay, now more instructions came through today. This was a couple days ago. So I wanted to put this in a video so that you could come back at a later time and see this again. This is very, very good. I was very much appreciating. Um, and they're saying, you all get to choose your path. Just because you come here, you're getting little pings and like, oh yeah, but it's your path. And whatever way I or we can hold the space for that beautiful, gorgeous infinity of your unfolding, we're here. We're here. We're the IC. So anyway, uh, I got a little something from someone today who's in this group. And I looked at it and I misinterpreted it. And then I realized what I misinterpreted was what I was supposed to get. And that is that the shift has happened and we are the shift. We are the shift. That's it. And the more you go, oh, oh, and you pause and let that bleed through the wall of fog that's thinning out from everybody's work. Groups all over. They don't even know what they're doing. They're just working. And as I'm saying this, I'm hearing the shifts all around the room. So let's take that absolutely gorgeous moment of the moment and let's just all collectively be the shift. You know what? The shift that we are is 6D. I hope you can feel it. And if you're one of those beings that has that ability for inner vision, you may see the crystalline interconnectivity frequency grid, if we can call it a grid. It's more of a, it's more like a beehive there. So everybody just drop in, drop in, drop in. For those of you who've been working with all of this, what's your I am for today? Can't think of one. Go to love, go to peace, go to beauty, go to truth and trust. I am, I am, I am. Or pick two or three. Mine for today are I am power, I am one. They pick me, I don't pick them. Mm-hmm. Sense, feel, connect. Sense, feel, connect. Yes. Mm. And I feel it as a pulse. Mm-hmm. Okay. Join the united field of 6D. And it's really beautiful because seeing, sensing, feeling that illumination coming in. From the beyond. Mm. And as this frequency, this illumined dimensional frequencies coming in, they're saying, hey, make good use of this. And so we shall. And they're inviting us to illuminate our space, illuminate what surrounds us. And if you have a crystal in your house, invite the crystal to participate. Got a very big click on that one. Oh yeah, they're saying, well, thank you. There we go. And so we're going to just hold this now. We're going to just lightly hold that. There is more. There is more. We have some planetary up-leveling to do with all of this. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. There we go. And there comes a point, when you have that pause and you feel it's trying to come through, it somehow helps to nod because I think that integrates it into aspects of your nervous system. So and maybe a tiny smile. Mm-hmm. 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 Mm. And do you feel the relaxation of the love? Just now that you've put this into, your home, the field around you, now let it nurture you for all the work that you do and intend to be. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, so they've kind of settled that for us. They've just settled it so we can move on. So what we did there is we transcended time. I call it 4D, along with, you know, those who are studying this whole thing with mathematical formulas. So yeah, we transcend 4D time to shift into that 5D and beyond state. It's going to be easier for us to do it in a group. If everybody could do their own spiritual path and just get downloads, and that's what would be happening. But when you have a group of 8 or more, that's why I kind of really, if I know I'm going to have 8, then I'm all ready to go. So I really appreciate that y'all show up. Now, they're saying that throughout the day, allocate clues or markers or nudges. Like I'm allocating when I hear birds twittering. I mean, it's spring. I mean, they are really having a very good time out there. But I want that to remind me to go to 0 point. And so I hear that and I'm not running around and doing something. So I go, okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now I'm going to tell you something I discovered when I was in Troncones. The cool thing about Troncones is it's got a beach that goes that way and it's got a beach that goes that way. And sometimes you might see one person or you might see 3 on your morning walk because that's when everybody does their morning walk. So I don't know, it must have been day 5 or 6. And I had been working on a chapter on attachment. And you're walking, and this is happening. And I finally am like, why? You go, you're attached to thinking things through. You're attached to thinking and putting out possibilities, and you're, configuring things, and you're going to help that person. And well, what do you do? All of that. You go, you got to let go of the figuring it out mind. You got to release your attachment to that. Excuse me. Hang on. Oh, sorry. You have to release your attachment to the mind that is doing its very, very best to keep you alive. Your mind goes, well, if I can keep everything together, then I'm going to be better. If I can keep organized and I got to remember to do these 25 things. The one thing that I have noticed is the more I'm shifting into 5D, the more on time I am. And one of the things that I wrote about is that instead of being in here with the listy, 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 I would say, okay, now what? Next thing would show up. Okay, now what? Next thing would show up. Okay, now what? And it started giving me a much better relationship with time. And I have to stay on time. When, I'm seeing 20 people a day. I have to stay on time for them. It's only fair to them. So I'm proposing that you engage with one of my spiritual hacks in my new book. Okay, what? Okay, now what? Okay, now what? See, it's okay, surrender. Now, 5D, and what is the invitation? Getting some clicks here like, oh, some of you are trying that out. Yay. Awesome. 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 So, yeah, figure out your thing. Oh, whenever I, pick up a spoon, I'm gonna have a moment with 0 point. And we call it 0 point. Someone else named it that. This I don't even remember her name, but I really like what she was talking, really, really talking about this 5D shift. She's an astrologer and she's a Brit. I really like her. So that's going to help you be the shift. Okay, this is why I'm giving you all this. Okay, here's the big deal. And when you encounter news, eh, shift to state of observer. I hear things and I do get upset and I want to know more. Well, why is that? I go. And then when I get myself together, I go, is there anything I can do to help that? They're like, no, it's out of your control. I said, okay, now I'm going to go be the shift. So how to do that is we're not shutting up. No, I don't, we're not doing this. See no evil, etc. No, I keep up on what's going on. That's just my nature. But now I look at the headlines and go, nope, 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 nope. And I go, they're doing it. And it's not just the big stuff, there's stuff in there where, someone hurt someone or killed someone. And the heart goes like this, and then I go, yeah, there's nothing I can do except be the shift, right? Be the shift and find a way to help as many people as possible be the shift. That's it for me. How can I do that? And I'm working on it. Okay, and then when we're in a group, and you all probably have other groups too, or you might have a book club, or you may have that group of friends that gets together and has meaningful, uplifting conversations. In your head, when you're together, say love, 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 love. Just once. Love, 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 love. I did that when I was in England in a writers group, and the whole dang room went crystalline. And I didn't say anything. One, two, three, four, or five other people saw it because it happened a couple of times. Now, it did help that the room was six-sided and it had a six-sided post in the middle. I'm like, well, someone set this room up correctly. But I wasn't thinking about that. And I was just love, love, love. We were starting meditation. Love, 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 love. And I did that I went to Unity Church and went to a thing there, a ceremony, I don't know what you call it, a gathering. And I just was unconsciously doing, and the whole dang room went crystalline. And I went back there and started teaching, and it stayed crystalline. So why not? Okay. B70 consciousness of it as an avatar frequency. And if you don't, you haven't chosen your avatars with us, etc. Through we did a lot of work with that over many years. You know, Buddha, Christos, Tara, Gaia. Those are ones y'all know. Some of you know Shekinah, some because it's Jewish, and some of you know Sanat Kumara, very kind of more, a little bit more esoteric Buddhism. So choose that in appropriate moments where you really feel like I could be of service here as this frequency. And then invoke your I am 8D upon awakening. And really what we're talking about here is um why all of this is happening. I have my phone shut off, but it's on airplane, so apologies. Um, when I was in Tronconi's, I found this lid to something and I took a picture and I'm gonna send it or put it in one of these. I just didn't have time this morning. And it appeared as um it appeared as I would say a human figure, arms out and legs out. And so in that very open stance. And so every morning I wake up, I put my arms out, and kind of create that uh, Leonardo da Vinci figure of the human body. I go, okay, what are we doing today here? It doesn't have to be a holy sermon. I'm like, okay, what's going to serve? It's like, okay, today I am power, I am one. I go, well, that sounds lovely. Okay, I'll do that. And so I say it, I am power, I am love, I am power, I am love. And wow, the day just whooshoo. And there might even be a moment where I think I feel a little bit of that 3D uncertainty, and then phew, it just comes through. It just, phew, no, we don't have time for that. We don't have time for 3D uncertainty, especially when we have all this working with us for us. Okay. And then, as I kind of said, observe timelessness. And those are those kind of 0 points. But it's a moment where it's not just that your mind goes blank, you embrace eternity. Eternity has this ability to come to us. See, we in our 3D human consciousness, we put ourselves at the center of it all. And so, infinity is radiating out from us. That's okay. But for me, eternity is something that is coming this way. And eternity has to do with it's very rejuvenating. This is the aduhentes, rejuvenation, eternity. I said, well, what is the symbol for? What is the symbol? I have these 20 symbols with the avatars. What's the symbol for eternity? They go the aduhentes because it's that staircase going deeper and deeper and deeper into the unknown. And the mystery of it all is what helps us transcend time, space, not only evolution, but the other way, entropy. Basically, if you don't add energy to the system, it falls to ruin. So these are some clues, and observe that timelessness as eternity and invite it in as a delicious. Oh, it's like going to it's like going to an esoteric spa. We'll make there's this woman, what did they say? Forever Young. I think they had a company, Forever Young. And someone said to her once, she's like, God, you do not look 50. And she goes, well, do you know what I say all day when I answer the phone? Forever Young. She goes, I just say that all day. And I'm like, so yeah, we need to embrace this possibility of forever eternal, forever eternal. And yeah, we might want to leave the Earth plane at some point because we probably have another really cool gig to do. This is not the end gig, let me tell you. It's an interesting one. It's not the end gig. Can't even imagine. Invite eternity in the most delicious way. Give yourself a esoteric spa treatment today. And sometimes, what I imagine, I think there's some of those, those tonal hertz frequencies that every once in a while I see online, that you can listen to. And I bet there's one for that you could listen to as a tone that would just um, give yourselves a massage. Yeah. Yeah. And then here's the other thing, and this is what I started to, this is what they really, I took this as almost word for word. Observe thought patterning and attachments to thoughts and release thought patterning. Well, are you a list maker? Like, talk to my landlady and she's like, how do you meditate? I can't. I just got lists going all day in my head. I go, look at that plant over there and just stop your mind for, she did. She's like, wow. I go, yeah, you're allowed. Some of us are in charge and we don't think we're allowed. But yeah, observe thought patterning, how it is that you go into these warbles or ruminations or obsessive thinkings or self deflation or trying to figure things out. You're going to do that because you got to get in the car and you got to drive to wherever. You got to, you've got those five chores. But if you say, okay, now what? It's going to say, well, we'll go there first because because someone's going to be there that we're going to call later anyway. I was like, that's what happened to me down in Troncones. I would just, and then they'd be there because I let myself do now what? Okay, okay, now what? And it's said with there's a certain surrender to it, but after a while, you're like, okay, now what? Now what you got for me? I got that. Okay, now what? You can get even a little sassy with it. Okay, let's do some work together because we are the shift. And I will say a few more things about what we might do just to give a little explanation. And that is the IC has been given a planetary task. And in that task, we were to really nurture this field of interconnectivity, this crystalline field in ourselves, to know how to hold it. And then I was talking to kind of one of my psychic friends. Um, I just want to see if this is okay. And he said, there's this being, and felt that had more of a feminine essence. They go, she wants to learn from you. So we go, "Well, we think because we're human and we're in density that everything out there is better than us." The way he said it, I went, oh, that's interesting. And so then when we had this meditation a couple weeks later, all these gorgeous crystalline beings kind of raised their hand and said, can we come and do this project with you? And I was like, well, yeah. And so I was just watching them come down in droves. And I finally asked, well, how many came? Well, it was 333. Why not have that kind of magical number? And what we were to do is to each of us take an IM empowerment and go find a place in the West. Ours it looks like it's about where New Mexico ends and then goes up. And then it said extend into Canada if you will. And this friend of mine's moving to Canada. And then when I was in Troncones, you know, uh, I linked with someone that, old friend, she's with us today. So she's gonna, we're gonna stretch it out here, people. We're gonna stretch it out. And I really did my best to keep bringing that, especially to that beach area where everybody walks, because I'd had a 5-day experience. I had several 5-day experiences before I even really knew what it was. So it's there. Everybody's really nurtured that place. to the best of their ability. And so we're gonna just let it kind of spread out. But for some reason, we are the West. We are the West. And even the Dalai Lama said the new Tibet is in the West. And there's some anchoring in Santa Barbara because where it's located in relationship to, up and down the coast. So, and there's some amazing groups here that are doing work. Really, this is delicious. So we're going to do our work and we're going to do a meditation and my my beloved Aja, which means field of love, is with us and she's getting ready to join us. So we have a beautiful 14 today. Okay, now I'm going to invite you to close your eyes. And I'm going to open up to the guidance and see how it is that we are to work. I'm going to say a big group now. Okay, now what? Gave me all this. Okay, okay, now what? And for those of you who've been with me and have made or been given your avatar so that you know that mudra, I invite you to hold some 70 frequency here with us. And you may also at the same time, if you are ready and willing and able to choose an IM or two or three as a encode. Oh gosh, you're already choosing it. Woo! Wow. Ask and I shall receive. Woo, that was a big bush. Okay, so we're going to just do our prep work here. We've got our field. And our beautiful field also, it stretches all the way, all the way, all the way to the East Coast. It's just that we're to work on this sector right now. And I sense because it would be easier. I think parts of the Midwest and East Coast, et cetera, are a little denser. In some ways, population, in some ways, just ideology and thought form and, all that. And especially probably true in the South. So we accept the project. And now I'm listening. And there's gratitude there for stretching it. Yeah, beyond California. Okay. And then possibility to Canada. Okay. So they're asking then for you to imagine that you are able to link up with a sector of these crystalline beings who are serving almost as acupuncture points on this grid. And what we're going to do is as we connect to different ones with our frequencies, we're enabling them to begin to generate this crystal. Oof, whoa. Oh my God. Wow. We're enabling them to generate the 6D grid. They can't do it without us. We can't really do it without them and anchor it. And those higher frequencies that you're able to hold and intuitively go, okay, yes, this is what, and then you go see if there's a sector of the West or Mexico, or even a little into Canada, see if there's a sector that you're drawn to, either because you love it there or you're just, oh, I'm supposed to go there. And I'm to be off coast, kind of hovering over the Pacific Ocean, and just um, being a focus generator. Wow. Wow, you guys are doing it so beautifully already. Oh my golly. Wow. Huh. They say the shift is upon us as well because they haven't gotten to ever do anything like this. And the word shift keeps coming in. Shift, 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 shift. Now, they're also, mm, they're engaging with us, our etheric bodies. They're re-encoding us. Some of you have worked with me around this, and you may start to see right now that you're crystalline. I can just see it as clear as the bell right now for myself. And nobody is to be overwhelmed. So if you're not seeing it, it's a developmental shift. And just be patient and be kind to yourself. You just say, yeah, because it's more important that we bring our I ams and avatars than this. But they're letting us know that interconnectivity is in share mode. And there is the frequency of baritona, which is the spiral. And baritona is evolution, purification, evolution, purification. So allow yourselves to be purified, to evolve in time as consciousness. Thank you, Baritana. Mm. Mm. Wow. And Baritana is saying, okay, not only spiral out clockwise, but elevate as you go. So we visualize baritonic kind of in a flat plane, but really it's now moving into higher and higher and higher to get us to 6D. Oh, thank you. That was a rare treat. Ah, and here comes another avatar, Tara. She is transcendence. And she's saying, okay, this is a little more difficult. Transcend from 6D interconnectivity to 7D transcendence. And she did it. Human to transcendent being. So she says, I'm going to hold. Mm, mm, hold the pathway open. Mm. And allow your whole being, either holding this 5D, 6D, or 8D, allow yourself to transcend. It's a feeling of becoming lighter, meaning weight. Weight. There we go. And she is programming. She's programming the transcendence into the interconnected matrix. Oh, thank you. Oh, oh. Mm. Mm. And Shekinah or Shekinah is also, she's the wings that are carrying us into the possibility of higher consciousness. She is illumination. She's the pathway, the pathway, the pathway. Ah, gosh. Okay. Here's the deal. Computers work because of crystals. Crystals hold information. Either you can put it in with a thought or they can put it in with a program. This is a crystalline field that we're programming. We are the fingers on the keyboard. Mm. 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 It's beautiful. And it makes absolute, absolute sense to me. In a sense, the 333 crystalline beings are the motherboard. We're the programmers, and these are the apps, programs and apps that are coming through. Waiting a very long time to do this, if we can talk about time. Mm. And they're assuring me that each of you, the reason that we're able to do this is because of each of you. Yeah, yeah. And so wherever you are is exactly where you are, and we are where you are to be. And so I don't want anybody thinking or feeling, well, I didn't, well, I should have. No, you're here. You're here. You're here. You're here. Both uh, presenting, receiving, and channeling. And now they're asking us to say our I ams and be intuitive. And they're saying to say them out loud, declare them. I am power. I am one. And I am mystery. There we go. Yes. This is like putting gasoline in the engine, beautiful beings. It's like plugging the computer in. Mm-hmm. Downloading a new operating system. Oh my gosh. Love it. Love it. Love it. Mm. And they're showing me, oh, this is so gorgeous. They're showing me that Shekinah, that's the Hebrew way to say it, or I like saying Shekinah, is not exactly in the grid, but way, way above it. She's above it. She's almost mm, like a dome of light over it, kind of for protection, maintenance, coherence, but also it's ultimately going to be activated at the right moment for the energy to be moving from, we'll say, earth earth plane and arcing up to meet, like she will be, her energy will be pulling us all up, pulling you up, pulling you up into your your appropriate state of illumination, your appropriate state of illumination for you, for you, for you, for you. This is so gorgeous. I hope I could go on AI or Canva and create an image of this. I hope I can. It is gorgeous. Wow. And it's interesting because I see this grid. Um, I don't see cities. And maybe that's, if you think about mountainous areas and you think about the deserts and, I've driven through chunks of all of that. And it's not so densely populated with big cities. And so there's more space. There's more space. There's more space. And I'm talking about energetic space as well as time space. And so our work is with our collective project here today is complete. Mm. They're saying, oh, huh. Um, mm, let's see how to say this. Mm. Okay, each one of you has been, I don't know what the word is, but well, in other words, you two have this dome of radiance, and Shekinah mm, the white illumined bird, with the wings, and you know, in some cultures they called her the Holy Spirit, kind of saying allocating it more male, of course, but in that light, literally that light, that illumination. So with just a plant of that right there above you, and then this dome of light coming around you. So her rays come down in a dome rather than in a sheet. And there's now your personal crystallization process is underway. And this is kind of to make you feel held and loved and protected in this journey so that you feel and remember to be the shift. To be the shift. We are it, people. And sometimes they told me that I have to get my butt kicked sometimes so I can get through stuff so that I can be ahead of the game, so that we can be ahead of the game. And I know that there's other beings who are have people around them, and they're doing this together. I just know that this is coming through for other teachers. So, but here it is, Project Dome. I don't know what to call it. Project Dome, Project Shift. We'll see what they want to call it. So, and let that dome just come down even into the ground around you. Just penetrate a little beyond what we perceive as density. There we go. That's better. Just because it's doing that, I'm going to say in the desert floor. Yeah. And the other thing that you might do, I'm opening my eyes now, and I did this with my friend Adriana down in Mexico. I like to collect white milky quartz stones on the beach. And, I find them from time to time. If you've got little crystals or even the milky quartz ones, take them and make a, uh, even around your house or inside your house, in the corners, you could put one in that mug and that one in that planter, that kind of thing, and program them that so that this has anchor points. And I actually brought some home with me. I'm going to do that today. I am. I have to decide 2 rooms or the whole place outside. I don't know. I'll be guided. Um, okay. I believe we are in completion mode. I do see someone has asked a question. That was fun. Okay, I love when things are fun. Um, okay, there's another one, hearts and everything. Yeah, if you have any questions right this moment, feel free to type them out. And I just want to say too that I'm really trying to get the AI of this going, and somehow I got a message that someone needed to turn off, didn't want AI done. And so just make sure you don't push any of those buttons, because I think it will help you to have this, as a written form, so you don't have to go and watch the whole video, but you can always, of course, fast forward. Okay, so we're working out. I'm learning as I go, just as everyone is on the planet. Um, Namaste. I think we have enough for tonight. 7 o'clock. It's a blood moon. And uh this one seems to have a little power pack to it. So if you can join us tonight, unfortunately, I do it at 7 here because the people here, they eat dinner, whatever. And then, of course, it's a very late 10 o'clock East Coast people. Um, I'm actually happier to do it earlier. So if you're planning on coming, you can say yes, 5, 6, or 7. And I just, I want to make it the best for all of us. But so far it's going to be at 7 tonight. And there, it'll be about a half an hour, but we'll tune back into this. And I think the reflection of the sun and the moon will, it's going to have an effect on the planet. And that's why we're going to show up. It's actually we're going to help kind of move some of the blockages out of the way that are kind of doing this. Okay. Love, 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 love. Gorgeous ones. Thank you. Oh my gosh, we had such a great crew here today. And so we'll see you next Monday, if not tonight. All right. Blessed be.